That's gonna hurt.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Music Snob, where I know music, unless it sucks. Unless I'm talking about my own music. And then I have no idea, because I'm tone deaf. Hey, this is going to be another
Easy
licks.
licks.
With acoustic. I know you've seen this one before. It's an Epiphone, it's pink. That's all you need to know. And it sounds freaking great. And right now I'm tuned half step down. I'm going to do 5 more easy licks, acoustic. And they're just all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Some are from the 90s, some from it could be older. I'm not sure. But I'm going to do 5 different songs, and I'm just going to show you the part you're going to recognize from the start, and maybe a little walkthrough of the song itself, just to give you a little idea. If you want to play under the tree in the park and hope that a girl goes, "Oh my God, an unemployed musician, that's my dream, man." Or you can go to the music store and try out all the acoustics, but of course don't do that. Don't piss off the staff members, because they won't like to have you back. So here we go. 5 songs. Now this one, you're probably not going to remember. You're not going to know this. Maybe I'm the only one who knows this one, but I'll just play it and see if you like it, see if you know it, and I'll show you how it goes. What's the point of this? You must know that. That's the Flies, Got You Where I Want You. Now, it sounds a little dull because I had to tune it a half step down, because that's how they play it. They're tuned to a D sharp instead of an E. So go home, figure out how to tune that. It's a D sharp. It's well, everything's flat, so they're E flat, whatever. But it's a G sharp. So D sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and then F sharp, and then was it C sharp again, and then a D sharp. So it's tuned down, but what he's playing, let's pretend it's not tuned down at all, and it's just an E and an A the entire time. But he's just kind of doing a thing with the what do you call it, the resonance of having your open low E string. So put that up a little closer. So you're hitting your open E, then you're down here on your A string on the 7th fret, playing the E as well. So it's kind of like an octave thing. And then just doing it almost becomes like a sustained thing when you do the D sharp. So it's like this: open E, and then the A on the 7th fret to the 6th fret, back there. So like that. But you have to leave the open E ringing. And then when you go to the A part, which the guy's just playing, he's strumming an E and strumming an A, wherever way he wants. The A, it's pretty much the same thing. You got your open A, but you're hitting on the 6th fret on your D string, and then hitting that onto the 7th fret. And it doesn't really change much. You're just doing the same. I got you where I want you. Yeah. But later on, when they do that weird suffer, you better get a rubber thing, he's just changing it up. They're down here. You still got the open E, which, yeah, it's a D sharp. But you're on your A string on the 11th fret and the 9th doing this. So you're 11th, pulling off to the 9, and hammering it back on while hitting the open E. And then go back to the A. And dress up anytime, any way you want. Like leave that open A if you want, or play a full A bar, or go down here, or do something weird like that to add a little something to it. But that's the whole song. Oops. What's your favorite song? And that's it. And then got you where I want you. Yeah. Where I want you. little thing. Sapper, sapper, you got the rubber. That's the whole song. So not all these songs were written for acoustic, but they sound great on acoustic, and that's why I'm doing it. Because if you're that guy, if you're watching this, chances are you are that guy who likes to camp out under the tree and play the songs. So I'm going to play you a couple. They're usually played on electric, but they're clean, so who gives a crap? Now, let's see if you can spot this one. Yeah, that's Weezer. Yeah, it's Weezer. It's Islands in the Sun. Now, all it is, it's a D, well, it's an E minor, really. But you're only playing the top three strings. So you're only playing your G, your B, and your E string. So you're playing, it is an E minor, but you're only playing these parts here. So on the G string, on the 4th fret, on the B string, on the 5th fret, and on the E string, on the 3rd fret, for the E minor chord. Then you're moving to an A minor, but it's just basically the bar part of this part on the 5th fret. So on your G, your B, and your E, you're hitting those three. Then you're playing a D, but you're not even using your open D. You're just playing these three, however you want to do it, on the G string, 2nd fret, on the B string, 3rd fret, and on the E string, on the 2nd fret. D. And then you're moving to a G chord. And again, you're only playing these three strings on the 4th fret, on the G string, on the 3rd fret, on the B string, and the 3rd fret on the E string. And that is a G chord. So if you want to play it like this, do it. But it sounds better just having the high part there. So if you want to deaden the strings up on the top, just so you only have these ones ringing. And just to add little nuances, sometimes you're pulling all the fingers off just to have this ring in the background. Now the only difference in the entire song is at some point, somebody's playing like a lead part, which is, again, it's just the E minor, but it's down here on the G and the B, on the 9th fret on the G, and the 8th fret on the B. And they're just kind of doing this back and forth like. So over the E minor and the A minor part, they're doing this. And then over the D and the G, they're playing on the 7th fret on those two strings, on the G and the B string. And then adding, after you do it the 3rd time, so 1, 2, 3, so it's 8th notes. And then you're adding the 8th fret on your B string. So somebody's doing this for the chorus parts. And then somebody else is doing this the whole time. That's the whole damn. Okay, let's just see. I played this once. If you've been here before, if you've been watching a bunch of these before, maybe you've seen this before. I did this on another one, but I did it on a mandolin, just for the hell of it. If you recognize that, yeah, you should. It is No Rain by Blind Melon. I'm adding this part, and it's an easy lick. I'll put up some tab for it. You can play it however you want. This is the way I learned it. On the B string, on the 10th fret, and you're sliding that to the 12th. And then you're hitting on the G string, the 9th fret. It's unmistakable. You hear that, you know that song. That's the only part of the lick I'm going to show you. But then the whole band kicks in, and what they're doing is they're playing E. You play it however you want. I find it sounds better up here to play the E bar chord on the 7th fret. and the ninth. So 7th fret on your A string, 9th fret on your D, G, and B strings. And then I'm adding the sustain with my pinky on, not the disdain, the sustain, on with my pinky on the 10th fret. So that's what gives it that extra little something. And then moving down to a D chord, exactly the same thing. This is what makes it easy, is you're just moving the whole thing down to the 5th fret. And then, when you get to the actual verse, it's an E. You can play it there, you can play it here. All I can say is that, and then a D. My life is pretty plain. And then an A. I like watching the puddles. And then when he's playing, it's kind of an off note because it goes to from, it should be a G sharp, but it's a G and to the E. Okay, so do the E. All I can say is that my, and then the E, the D. Life is pretty plain. And then A. I like watching the puddles. G. Gather rain. And all I can do is just pour some tea for two and speak my point of view. You think that I'm insane. And then he adds the G one more time. Insane. And then you kick into that part again. And you want to make it easier even, just play, bar this with this hand. Just play these 3 notes. You can even leave that open if you want. Just play these 3 to make it easier to do the sustain. Let's just see how this one goes. I'm going to finger pick this one, so this will be here. And it's plastic. I hope I don't catch something from this. God knows where this has been. Now, do you recognize that? Yeah, it's Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, it might seem like I'm doing something interesting, but the reason I call this an easy lick is it's based on the chord structure. He's just playing the odd notes off the actual chord. So the chord structure is an F and then a D minor. Now, if you know anything about music, you know that if you were to say play a D here and you take off this string, it becomes a C sharp major 7. So if you're going to play a D minor, it becomes an F in a lot of ways. It's very similar, and the sound is just slightly off. But it's based off of this is actually an F chord if you think about it. It's an F bar chord down here. He's just playing the low F and the high, what the hell is that? Geez, that's a B flat, I think. And then up here, it's actually, this part is actually your C, because you're playing the chord structure as like a D minor. And then the C, and then an F, and then C again. So what he's doing is he's playing the F part like this, and then the C is actually this. This is a C bar chord, which becomes, actually, when you hit that, that becomes your D minor. And then he's just adding. So here's your opening part. Just pretend it's an F. I'll come up here a little bit. Okay, on your A string, on the 8th fret, on your B string, on the 10th fret, and this is what you're doing. Then you're changing to your E string on the 8th fret, and on your G string on the 9th fret. And then sliding the 2 of them, I know it's going to be a little daunting at first. You're sliding these 2 up to the 10th fret on the same strings. And then back. So play along slowly. And then add a little, down here, just add this part. It's the 10th fret and the 12th fret on the G string. Sometimes he adds the 8 over here. So, something like this. And then the band comes in, is tissue that I think you saw, which is an F. And half a C here. Back to a D minor. Customers know it all. And rise and I'll kiss you. And you can do C here if you want to make it easier. With the birds I'll share. Dark tissue that I wish you saw. Oh, guess the myth know it all. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Cause with the birds I'll share. And then it stays on the B or the D minor. The birds will share, and then starts that little cool little solo. So it's actually over the B minor. Back to C, to D minor. Scar tissue, and then he plays it up here again. Over the verse. And then when it gets to the, with the birds I'll share, then it goes to a full F, C, D, C. F, C, D, C. Then with that little, with the birds I'll share. And then that's that. It's just a B, D minor, C, D minor. Okay, now I did a video about Nickelback a while ago. So this one's easy. It's an acoustic. It's on an acoustic. He switches to an electric later, but it's easy in that it's only really bar chords and then fifths. So it's just bars. We're gonna move up and down, but it's Rockstar, and oh geez, I don't know any of the lyrics of the song, but it's a G and then a C, then an F, and then a G. So I'm tired of something, and something about something, and then back to the G. And then Billy Gibbons comes in. And C, F. And then, here's where it changes. It becomes a B flat, or B flat fifth. Hey, hey. C, I want to be a rock star, to the G. And then this is when everybody kicks in with the electrics, but you can keep playing it like this under the tree, wait for girls to pull their skirts down. And so it's I'm gonna have somebody on my speed dial, or whatever that is. B flat, C, and then it moves up to a D sharp and an E sharp. And you can do the G like this. It's a bar as well. So it's just a fifth. Girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Rock star. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. So there you have it. There's 5 easy licks.
Easy licks.
I know I'm not the best guitar player. And, it's obvious that I'm not doing a lot of editing. Just trying to find the one part where I didn't screw it up. But I just want to show you how easy some of these songs are. Maybe you play for a little bit, you start hearing those notes in your head, and you'll be listening to something on the radio. Do you still have a radio? Or the Spotify, whatever the heck, and you'll be able to pick out the notes in your head and understand how the patterns work. That's the whole point of this easy licks thing that I'm doing, just to make it easier for people who are maybe worried about taking lessons or how hard it is to learn to play guitar. And really, to be half-assed, it ain't that hard. To be good, yeah, sure, but to be good enough that other people think that you're pretty good, even though you're not, it's pretty easy. So if you made it this far, like, subscribe, don't forget to share, and be a music snob yourself. And thanks for watching.
Bye.